My future self has to be one of the most important people in my life, because every single day the actions that I take depict whether my future self is a happy person, a successful person, a fulfilled person, or the opposite. And I am going every single day, going hard every single day to make sure my future self is the happiest version that I could be of myself, the best version that I could be of myself, the most jacked version I could be of myself, the most financially stable version I could be of myself. You know what I'm saying? And I do that every single day, and that's exactly how you should live. How you might ask, how do I, become the best version of myself in the future? Well, you just have to be the best version of yourself today. And that's obvious, right? You have to become the best version of yourself today. What would the best version of yourself do today? And just do that thing, whether it be working the way you do, working hard at your job, at your craft, and then also working on your side hustle, working on your hobbies, working just as hard, working on your actual dream life, because that's your dream life. Working on your body, working on your physique, working on your mental clarity, working on your health, working on all these things and doing it to the best of your ability. That is what's going to make your future self the happiest, the most successful, the best built version of yourself. And that's all you need to do every single day in, day out. And every single day we have the choice to decide whether is this going to be good for me in the future, or is this going to be negative for me in the future? Is this going to be the best for my future self, or the worst for my future self, or not good for my future self? And you have to make that choice, and you can make that choice every single day. But you just have to stop and think for a second, is this what my best version of myself would do? Is this what my future self is going to be happy that I did? Or is this something that I'm not going to be happy about in the future? Even tomorrow, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Or even a year down the line. You have to think about that. Am I going to consume this bad food that's going to make me unhealthier tomorrow? Am I going to do these bad habits, whether it be, watching what, or committing sinful but lustful acts that aren't really good for me, that aren't actual love? Lust way over love, is that really going to make my future self the best version that I can be, or is that going to make me a lesser version of my future self? And you have to make those decisions, and you have to realize and recognize, if I'm going to this party, is this going to make me closer to my goals and dreams? Is this going to make my future self really that happy? And sure, maybe the answer is yes. Maybe the answer is experiences, for sure. Live your life, but you have to ask yourself, is this a season of my life that I need to be doing this, or is it okay for me to not be doing this, so I can get to my goals and dreams? Are my goals and dreams more important than partying? Is my future self more important than just having fun right now, so that way I can have a lifetime of fun and a lifetime of fulfillment? And that's the question you just have to ask yourself every single day, bro. That's really all you have to ask yourself. Am I going to be the best version of myself today, so I could be a best version of myself tomorrow? Am I going to make the choices that I can today to be the best version of myself that I can be tomorrow? And that choice is really up to you, and it's all up to you, but it's only up to you. And the only way you're going to actually do that is by just sitting down and thinking about your decisions real quick, and just sitting down and thinking about, just sitting down and thinking about, why am I doing this? Why am I going towards my goals and dreams, or why am I saying no to this? But you need to think about your future you. Am I going to really be happy about this decision that I'm going to make, or am I going to be, looking back on it and be like, damn, I really didn't wish I do that? For example, like when I like go out and hang out with my friends and like drink and shit, like when I used to be doing that, when I wasn't on my purpose, I would, it'd be fun in the moment, but then when it came down to it at the end, I would just feel like shit the next day. I'd feel like crap the next day, and I wouldn't feel fulfilled, and I'd feel tired, I'd feel groggy, and I wouldn't feel nearly as happy as I would have been if I just stayed inside. I wouldn't feel nearly as happy as if I just, went to the gym that day instead of, going out and doing the things that I did, and that's what really kind of opened my eye on this thing, where it's like, why would I do something that I know I'm not going to be happy with tomorrow, especially when I know I'm, not happy with it that day? I would catch myself thinking about it like, oh, I know I'm not going to be happy about this tomorrow. I know I'm not going to be happy tomorrow, and I know I'm going to regret what I'm doing today, but I still did it anyways. I still said yes to the friends because I did like hanging out with them, but it got to a point where it's just like I'm doing the same thing every weekend, and I'm doing the same repetitive negative habits that just weren't good for my life. And that's something that you have to recognize and realize, that, okay, is my future self going to really be happy about this? And the answer for me was no. The answer for me was no. My future self will not be happy with this. My future self is already not happy with this, and my present self was already unhappy with it as soon as I got there. As soon as I started doing the things that I did, as soon as I started drinking, my future self, but not only that, my present self was also unhappy with myself at the moment, because I knew that I would regret it tomorrow, and I knew that I was regretting it right then. But I would still say yes over and over, just because I was a people pleaser. And that's another video for another day. Being a people pleaser, and that's something that I've been trying to get better at, and just saying no and just saying yes to me, because that's a big thing, is saying no to others just so you can say yes to yourself, right? And that's a big thing that comes with the decisions that you're making today for your future self. And just realize and recognize that these things can be exactly how you want them to be. You don't have to be wishing that you did things differently, because you could do things differently right now. You just have to think a little bit before you say yes, before you go and do those things. You have to think before you watch, you know what? You have to think before you eat that bad food. You have to think before saying yes to somebody that you know is not going to get you closer to your purpose. You have to think about those things so that way you can be happy with yourself tomorrow. You may, you may make people upset, and that's a big thing. You may make people upset in this life, but you have to realize that yourself comes first and your happiness comes first. And just because you make somebody temporarily upset, they should be good enough friends with you that they should know that you're on your purpose, and they should know, okay, yeah, he's on his purpose. It's okay. He doesn't have to say yes all the time. I know he's not hating on me. He doesn't have any less love for me. He doesn't have any less care for me. He just has more care for himself, and he just has to, he's just in a season in his life right now where he's locking in, and that's where you have to be if that's where you want to be. And if your goals and dreams are really where you want to be, then you have to go and get that. But you have to say no a lot of the times, especially in the season of your life. If you're really trying to lock in, if you're really trying to be great, you have to say no. You have to say no so you can say yes to yourself. Anyways, I love y'all. Remember, your future self is depending on you. Your future self is really depending on you, because that's you right now, but it's just you in the future, if that makes any sense. Your decisions right now impact you in the future, and you have to remember that every single time you make a decision, every single time you make a step, and make sure you're taking a step in the right direction. That's it. I love y'all. Stay blessed, stay positive, stay true, stay you. And as always, I'm going to do is catch you in the next video, man. Peace.